We are here at chapter 5 of Super Robot Wars. And this chapter, the difficulty of this chapter has increased a little bit. So I would recommend you to do some preparation before beginning this chapter. So the main story goes like this. Our main character is still following Battleship Yamata. And right after chapter 3, our battleship have picked up some signal suggesting that there's an enemy base near Jupiter. So this chapter is basically just battleship following up with the enemies and finishing the job. So here we have the new objectives. As you can see, the SR point conditions is actually quite unique here. We have to defeat 12 enemies within 4 turns. So I think I'm gonna make this quick and push everybody forward so that they can engage the enemy as soon as possible. I also wanted to check that whether or not my Battleship Yamato has acceleration spirit, which it does, but somehow the pilot cannot use it right now because he doesn't have a full SP. And there's nothing I can do in the first turn, so I'm just gonna see what's happening next. So basically this is one turn wasted. I think I need to do a head count of the enemies, so how many enemies are we fighting here? So I think there's something around 14 or 15 enemies, something like that. So we do have some room to spare. There's 3 mothership on the other side, which is a bigger one if you look at the map. So I think I'm just gonna leave them alone and I'll only focus on those fighter jets. And sadly, my main character didn't one-shot them. So I think I'm not gonna move my mothership anymore. I'm just gonna leave the mothership here and use a long-range cannon to snipe enemies. which didn't kill the enemy either. So I think my main character is gonna be under a lot of fire power right now, so I give him a 0 in spirit. And here, I'm starting to notice that the move I'm using right now is actually using quite a lot of ends. So I try to switch to the other move, which uses a little bit less ENs. So as you can see, by now, my main character has already 3 EX action points, which I am gonna be using next turn. So here I was deciding what my mothership can do other than just standing by. And I soon realized that I actually can pick up an ally then. Here I'm utilizing my support attack to increase my damage. So here I'm actually in a dilemma, either to actually kill an enemy or just damage one that I can be sure that I can kill next turn. And by now, I noticed that my EN is already below 50, so it's actually quite dangerous for me right now. Since we never used an EX action before, let's use one. I'm thinking whether to use a 0 in, but I don't think that is necessary. So I think this is already the 3rd turn, and we only have 1 turn left to defeat 12 enemies. And then you can see the enemy also have support attack, but I think I'm gonna just defeat it before the support attack happen. So here I notice my main character has only 20 EN left, which means that it cannot perform a counter attack. Luckily, the enemy didn't focus on attacking my main character. What surprises me is actually that the Crossbone Gundam has a very high evasion stats. Both F91 and the Crossbone Gundam run a much lower chance to be damaged. I have no choice but to use my weakest move to counter here. So this is the fourth turn, so we need to defeat 4 more enemies in this turn. And I think we can do it. Just to be sure, I also did a quick save here. Since my main character is still available on the battlefield, I decided to use him to do some support attack, even though he can only use the weakest move. So in this phase, my main character has 3 EX counts, which means that he can perform either smash hit or multiple actions. And since we never used multiple actions before, let's try it out and see what happens. So if I'm not mistaken, if we defeated one enemy in this turn, it means that it will allow our main character to move after the attack. And yeah, and it does. So we can use our main character to do support attacks. And also found out that we just learned the new move, Void of Fire, in the last chapter, so we're gonna use this on the enemy's mothership. No, actually don't need to use the support attack because I'm sure the Gundam will finish the enemies. And I think I have one more enemy to go, and we will get the special rewards. And we do.
ガミラス、こいつで勝負だ。
FCS ミサイルを選択。
この中を突っ込む。ターゲットを固定。仕上げはこいつだ。バカだ。そんなバカな！よし、完璧だぜ。
So our objectives has been updated. So I noticed that the only counter I have will use almost all of my ENs left. And the enemy ship doesn't pose any real threats to our mothership, so we can comfortably leave it to our mothership. Since there are 2 ships we can hit, I'm gonna use my support attack to do as much damage as possible. Luckily, the new move doesn't use EN, but instead it uses ammo. So we can do the same thing to the other ship. And we use so we use a new move from our main character to finish it off. Here's something people may not know. You can actually park your Gundam into your mothership and wait 1 turn. And after 1 turn, the Gundam will be full of ammo, EN, and health. So as you can see, the difficulty isn't that high in this chapter, but you do run into the risk of losing 1 machine. So here I made a little mistake. It is actually better if I use move again instead of smash hit. But I think it doesn't matter that much. It is not that hard of a chapter. So here, just to show you what I mean, I can move my main character back from the mothership out and perform the last attack of this chapter. Let's use move again, why not? And after this, I think we're done with this chapter.
波動砲を使用する。
了解。艦首を目標へ向けます。
回路開きます。放水注入機作動。
最終セーフティー解除。
薬室内多気温粒子圧力上昇。
ターゲットスコープオープン。艦首軸線に乗った。
対ショック対先行防御。
前衛クロスゲージ0度20照準固定。
発射まで3、2、1。
波動砲発射。
And that's it for chapter 4.